CSP, we are back on another interview. Let's do an icebreaker.
What's going on?
Who do you think would have been the better president? Donald Trump, which he currently is, or Kamala Harris, and why?
Me personally, like I got different views. Donald Trump. I used to think about, why a lot of people didn't like Donald Trump, but I had to learn a lot of history, and I watched the three series Trump documentary, and I think, me personally, I think Trump would have been, and the reason why I say that is because, like, democratically, when you speak democratically, like, I've been incarcerated, for basically my whole life, and the Democrats have done nothing but deceive us in every single type of way. Even going from the I think it was Governor Ryan to the Blagojevich era, and seeing how Democrats were just basically trying to, like, grease their pockets. So they, like, turned everything from being in the Illinois Department of Corrections from beef to, turkey to soy, and, even to soy. And it was really bad for us. You know what I mean? So, like, I voted for Hillary. I did. I voted for Hillary. Did I want to see Trump win? No, because I was going off a lot of people's own, perspectives of him without really doing the research on Trump. You know what I mean? Everybody got a little racism in their background or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying him. He probably was racist against or biased to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're dealing with certain people or certain, ethnic groups, like backgrounds or whatever, it was like, should I want these people in, my family apartments, or should I don't want this, or do I want to deal with these type of people? No, certain people don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's, as a culture, like, when you look at black people as a culture, the things that's going on within us, although we set trends, we have $500 billion spending power, and I read this through Ebony magazine. We have $500 billion spending power. We spend the most on everything. Black people spend the most on everything. You know what I mean? So people love other races or other countries or whatever you want to call it. They love our money. You know what I mean? They love our money. But as far as us being connected with each other and helping each other grow, you know what I'm saying? That's something that we don't do. And one reason that we don't do it, because it's like, when certain black people, or when black people get into a position to where they own a business, like, they will tax or overpower, you know what I'm saying, or abuse their, business or a situation. But at the same time, as a customer, I know that a lot of black people come in and try to swindle you and try to get more deals than they would versus they would if it was another culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go into a beauty supply store, blacks going to a beauty supply store, they're not going to go in there and question and be like, okay, well, can you give me this deal for this deal? And you know what I mean? They're just bad. People type that in the system, they can be in, 4750 or 4752. You're gonna spend that 4752 because they're not gonna let you go. But if it's a black owned business, you know what I mean? You're gonna be like, man, can I get it for the, it's a difference. So, you gotta treat everything like it's a business and not think that people trying to get over it. But, like, with the Trump and the Kamala situation, I think Trump was a better win because, as a businessman, and he talks a lot of shit, and I like it because he talks a lot of shit because he's bold. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how I am. What's the better fit? But Kamala, I look at Kamala and I thought about Kamala history, and as far as her being, with California and They was all tough on crime. Everybody had to be tough on crime because this is, what I'm saying, politics. But as far as being the better person to it, like, I would always say Trump. I don't agree. You're not gonna always 100% agree with, what I'm saying, people views and ideas or whatever the case may be. But it's at certain times it's him not really making the decisions. America is a corporation. You know what I'm saying? It's a corporation, and certain things he cannot do. You know what I'm saying, without the power of Congress. Congress, you know what I'm saying, Congress runs the nation. You know, feel me? Congress runs the nation. Certain things President Trump cannot do, without them doing. So they can always veto a bill and say this and that. You know what I mean? It's it's how the people that we elect are put into those positions that'll give power to the people. And the books that I've read is always said that they figured out different ways people set up corporations that um, will help the wealthy, you know what I'm saying, be exempt from certain things. And if we don't know that, then that's on us, because it's like, if you don't know something, then it's like, how can you really be, what I'm saying, opinionated about a certain topic that you don't know about? You're gonna always say, "Oh, this ain't wrong," or "That ain't," you know what I'm saying. This ain't, they ain't doing us like this. But you have to know about it. You know what I'm saying. Have to read on these certain things. You know what I'm saying, to know about it. So I think, like me personally, Trump was the better. I say he was the better candidate. I don't agree with it. You're not gonna agree with somebody 100% of the time. But Trump is the better. He was the better candidate than Kamala Harris,
Okay.
and that's my view.
Okay. So how do you feel about the whole ICE situation that's happening around in a couple states of the United States?
ICE situation, it's a touchy situation, because I feel like Trump did do wrong on abuse of power. You know what I mean? And that's totally abuse of power, because like, if we're United States and you're the federal government, it's certain things that you shouldn't impede on, you know what I'm saying, to enforce on different states, because every state has their own policy. You know what I mean? Don't just say that because you're the federal government, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna do this because it's immigrants, you know what I mean? It's people. No, it's not like, listen, it's a difference from when it was civil rights. That's a difference when it was civil rights, because when the government used that power during the civil rights movement, they used that power because states were literally, you know what I'm saying, doing people wrong, killing people and doing that. You know what I mean? And as a government, as a federal government, like, that was wrong. That was wrong. So they were supposed to step in and do that. But like, you have immigrants who come into this country. You have immigrants that come into this country that the government allowed to come into this country. You know what I'm saying, for a specific reason. Now you are illegally moving them. Some of them, some of them, don't get me wrong. Some of them I feel like they should have rightfully removed because of some of the crimes that was, in the area. But as far as like displacing, what I'm saying, women, what I'm saying, children, and things like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, y'all supposed to investigate it that in the beginning. That's how I feel. They was supposed to investigate a lot of things from the beginning before they start allowing people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people into it, especially males. You know what I'm saying? Especially males. They're supposed to investigate a lot of that. But then they causing chaos, you know what I'm saying, within these different communities. You know what I'm saying? For people like, okay, they here now. Why you trying to take them? Why you want to let them go? Why you want, you know what I mean? It should have been some. They could have did a better job at. They could have done a better job at handling the situation than how it's handled, instead of putting people out here or the ICE agents out here. And you see how they doing people. They arresting innocent people. They're, they blocks and it's so much that they are doing that's, you know what I'm saying, that's illegal by law. You know what I'm saying? And these officers, they don't know the law. A lot of officers out here working, police officers that's out here working, they don't even know the law. They don't know the law at all. They just out here. They go through training. They go through a fucking whatever it is, the fucking camp or academy, whatever. They don't know the fucking law. You know what I mean? And they still don't abide by the law. But it's I'm glad that a lot of people out here right now have cameras or have different things to track. You know what it is that they doing, because back in the days we didn't have that. We didn't have the police used to jump out. They used to beat our ass. They used to put everything, whatever the fuck it was that they want. You know what I'm saying? Now it's body cameras. So these people out here right now is safer than what we was back in the days. Like for real. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand that. They talk about some the 2000, the 2010s, and all. No, think about the way we had to go through in the 80s and 90s. What my mama had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Because my mama was like, if I wouldn't be doing none of this if it wasn't for my mama. You know what I'm saying? My mama was like the first woman in a neighborhood that had a lot of motherfuckers in the neighborhood scared of her. You know what I'm saying? And I was raised by my mama. You know what I'm saying? And even though, lash out and do certain things, but like I love my women and I love my mother. You know what I'm saying? And I never disrespect my I will never disrespect my mama. Right now to this day, I still don't curse in front of my mama. And if I say a curse word, I'll be like, oops. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's the ICE situation is really like really fucked up the way they handle it. You know what I mean? They could have even devised a plan before they came into, you know what I'm saying, before they let, illegal immigrants come into the country, you know what I'm saying, to really be able to combat this, you know what I'm saying? But you see, they just all of a sudden they want to pounce on what it, because it's documented where the immigrants stand at. So that's why they able to pounce on certain addresses. And then the media only going to show you what it is that they want to, you to see. You see what I mean? It's all designed, you know what I'm saying, by the government, or, to make it look like it's something more than what it really is. You know what I mean? When the government is allowing it, the government could have allowed the immigrants in for whatever reason. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I think it's wrong. I think that they should have, had a better plan, you know what I'm saying, before they, and allow people to come in. But the way they doing people, like they snatching innocent people. It don't even matter. Whites, blacks, or people that they think it's crazy.
Tell us a little bit about you that we don't know.
I'm an enigma. It's hard to really figure me out. You know what I'm saying? I can't even figure myself out at the time, but it's hard to figure me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Capricorn, a heart. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even really, like, I used to read the zodiac signs when I was locked up, but like it's hard to figure me out. But one thing I do know for sure is that, if I fucks with you, I fucks with you. And I just don't mess around with anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you see me, I'm be by myself or I'm be with a female. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I try to keep myself out of certain situations that I know it could be a possibility that certain things can happen. I know I can't eliminate it, you know what I'm saying, the the risk totally, but I know for sure that I can minimize it just a little bit, But when it's all said and done, like I'm there for you. If I've locked in with you, even if I fuck with you, or even if my people introduce me to you, I'm gonna have my own relationship with you. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that people don't know about me. You know what I mean? But yes.
What is a dream feature for you, like from an artist?
Wham, wham, wham. Nobody but wham. Like Gucci man, I love Gucci. Wayne is always be my favorite my favorite artist of all time. Wayne's gonna be my favorite artist, and then behind Wayne, it's gonna be Gucci. Like I love Jeezy too. Don't get me wrong, but Wayne, Gucci, you know what I'm saying. But Wham, like Wham, that's my boy. I love Wham. I love Wham. That's my boy.
Okay. Who is your favorite artist?
Lil Wayne.
Top three biggest artists from Chicago.
I'm gonna go with my era. I'm gonna go with my era. I'm gonna say with my era, because I'm older, so I gotta go with my era. Or you want to speak right now? You want to speak from right now? Right now, I can go with Herbo. You know what I'm saying? Dirk, Sosa. But my era, I'm definitely gonna say Twister and Do or Die. I can go with Snipers. You know what I mean? And I used to love Wilson. I used to love J.D. Walker.
What's your ultimate goal for your music career?
My ultimate goal. My ultimate goal for my music career is really to get talented artists in my city notarized. My career is being, you know what I'm saying, the head of my label. You know, like Master P was to No Limit. Like, you know what I'm saying, Ronald and Brian Williams was to Cash Money. You know what I mean? That's my ultimate goal as, you know what I'm saying, as an artist. Because I'm an entrepreneur, it's like this is my business. This is what I want. And I might not be the best, you know what I'm saying, rapper or lyricist or whatever, but this is something that I have, you know, to create something for the artist that does have, you know what I'm saying, the talent for me to be able to give them the platform so they can, you know what I'm saying, so the world can see.
Would you ever want to sign to a record label or just build yourself from ground up?
It depends on what it is. Like I said, I'm A22 Entertainment. And I am the No Limit and Cash Money of Chicago. So in business, you have to give up something in order to receive something. So if basically I'm looking for a distribution, you know what I mean, to deal. But if I have to build it up to where as I could just say no to, because I'm not gonna accept anything. I'm not gonna accept anything. So if I know that I have a partner with me, because you have to have partnerships in business, and I learned that from Bob Johnson, the previous owner of BET, and I was reading something that he said, and he said that you have to build partnerships early. You know what I mean? In order to be set. And I totally believe that. You have to build partnerships early. So me partnering with, you know what I'm saying, a distribution, you know what I'm saying, company that's going to be favorable and not going to be in it to, just wipe my ass and fuck me, then I'm willing to do that. Because that's the mindset of a business. You think people get into stocks, bonds and all that, you know what I'm saying? You're doing business, you're dealing business with, you know what I'm saying, somebody else. So yes.
Any advice for any upcoming artists or younger kids that want to start rapping, that are looking to maybe join your label or whatever? What advice would you give them?
Don't just jump and take anything because you think that right now, or you living in the moment right now, you're saying that this is what you need to do to get on. No, you don't need to do it. Make sure that you align yourself with the proper people. You know what I mean? You have to read, like if it's contracts, read the contracts. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of artists out here saying I'm independent and I'm do this on my own. But it's as independent and you want to blow it, it's still certain things that you have to give up. You know what I'm saying? In this industry. Some people are gonna fuck you and not give a fuck about you. But also you have to realize that some people are going to be there to protect their investment. You know what I'm saying? And that's period. You know, don't just be too eager to jump on anything without really knowing what it is that you're doing. And aligning with me, like my whole goal for my label is I'm not trying to fuck no artist. I'm not trying to, because like I can get on, I can sign an artist, we can get on, but the difference is what you're gonna do with your money versus what I'm gonna do with my money. You know what I'm saying? You can spend your money on all these things that's gonna, to create your downfall, to make you fall off or whatever. And I can do all the right things with my money to make me, you know what I'm saying, succeed. You know what I mean? And it's right now, or the advice that I can get to any artist. whenever you do get on, find some passive income. That's all I can say. Find some passive income. You don't need to spend your money on constantly buying jewelry or constantly, showing out for the people that pretend that they like you, just to portray an image. No, generational wealth. Build it for your family. Build it for the kids that you have. Build it for your mother. Whoever else that you know what I mean? It's different ways to do things. Live your life. Make sure that you invest your money in the right things.
What is something that you're working on right now that we should be on the look for?
The Big Homie Mixtape. The Big Homie Mixtape. Or Mr.Makeithappen EP. I'm gonna drop the Mr.Makeithappen EP first, and then I'm gonna drop the Big Homie Mixtape after that. So just be on the lookout for that. And hopefully I can get a fan, something, outside of drill music to hopefully inspire them, some type of way to get money. Let's get back to this get money shit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to hate and be into it with each other for now. Let's get back to this get money shit.
What is something you want to say before we get up out of here?
Man, look, listen. As a culture, we got it. You know what I'm saying? We the trendsetters. We influencers. This is our shit. You know what I'm saying? This is our shit. We the influencers. Let's do this shit. Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Unite with each other. Figure something out. We ain't got to be mad at each other. Let's make it happen. Chicago, we already a spotlight. You know what I'm saying? We being looked at. We're gonna always be looked at. You know what I mean? So shit, let's do it. Let's unite with each other. Sometimes, you gotta be, it ain't about, because I'm from this block and they from that block and all that. I know it's a lot of, being bloodshed behind a lot of things, but shit, man, I always got to get back. Turn that shit around. Sometimes, some of those people that's, that's deceased or whatever the case may be, they probably want to see better. You know what I'm saying? Want to see some shit change. And they lost their life due to some unnecessary things. You know what I mean? Let's make the culture better. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, it is what it is. Some people are always gonna be in their feelings, hold grudges or whatever. I mean, that's life. But shit, let's try to make it better as a culture, because we the culture. We are the culture. We are the culture.
Where can everyone find you and or your label at?
My name is Marcus Wesley on Facebook. My Instagram is marcus.wesley.796 on Instagram. YouTube, you can find us at 822 space ENT.
Hey, y'all know we out here with CFP Charlotte, man. Come fuck with bro now.